Hello and welcome to Love Anything Art. Today is going to be a little different than my normal videos. This is going to be a compilation of 10 videos I have done in the past that I used alcohol inks in. I really enjoy using alcohol inks. And I think a lot of people enjoy using them too. So I just wanted to kind of give a very brief overview of some really simple ideas that you could do. And you don't need a lot of tools to do them, except of course you will need alcohol inks, and a few of these do require stencils, but most of it is just polymer clay and inks. I will leave links below if you want to check out the full tutorials of these videos. These are really just very brief overviews, just to kind of get some ideas going for you. So if you are a returning subscriber and these are old videos, I apologize. Next week, we will resume our regularly scheduled program. But maybe you've missed some of these and you've been with me a while. So this is just kind of an overview, both for new subscribers and for older subscribers. This idea I'm doing here is one of my favorite pieces I made. I just love the way it comes out. It is very shiny and sparkly. And I got to make a big mess using alcohol inks, so I really enjoyed that. It's a very simple idea, and this stencil I just love. I just want to make this pattern all day long, every day. I just really like the way it came out. And you could use different colors and experiment and come up with different things. Maybe you could use different tones of purple only, or different tones of red or blue or whatever color. It's just a really simple, fun idea, I think. And the end result is quite beautiful. A lot of my ideas, I kind of just go on a whim and I get this idea in my head of what I want it to look like. And then of course it looks nothing like that as I'm going along, but I'm usually pretty happy with the end result. But it's just funny how the idea starts out as something and then comes out completely different. So as my journey goes, I just kind of do these on a whim. So a lot of times you might see a few little mistakes in the videos, and that's because I'm learning with you as I go. I didn't pre-record this and just do a test run of an idea and then do it again. I have done that in the past, but I just feel like it takes up a lot of time, and making a video without doing a test run first does take me a week to do without that. So I kind of just do it as I go. And aren't these just beautiful? Oh, I love them. They are so sparkly. Oh, I love them so much. They're so pretty. And that little yellow of the flowers, very nice touch. Idea number 2, of course, is going to be using alcohol inks. This pack I got had 25 colors, and they are quite pretty colors, and they have a nice range of colors in them also. So, just kind of speeding along here. Like I said in the videos, you will get more in-depth of how to, but these are just very brief. And I loved how simple this stencil was. That's why I kind of chose it. And also it has like a leafy pattern, and I was kind of going for a fallish kind of a look, which I think came out in the end. Very vibrant, what I would consider fall colors. Just beautiful, beautiful colors. and I tend to be very messy, so you'll see me wearing gloves in a lot of these videos. Some people don't mind the staining, but I don't like it. Oh, and look, see, these are so shiny. Very fallish. I did a pair with inks, and then I did a pair with chalk pastels. So they come out looking a little bit different, but I really, really like this. They kind of look like strawberries too, in a way. On to idea number 3. I do love using pearl clay. It's like one of my favorite polymer clay colors. You can do a lot with it. You can put inks on it. You can put dyes on it. You can mix it with other colors. You can use it as a background. It's just very versatile, and I like it. This one involves bubbles or circles. Who doesn't like bubbles, right? I like the stencil a lot. Very simple. I like the range of bubble sizes on there. It's always kind of fun picking out your ink colors you're going to use, because you never really know for sure how they're going to mix and meld together, because inks kind of have their own little minds, especially because they dry really fast, and if it's too much on your hand, finger, or utensil, it just bleeds all over the place. But if you don't put enough on there, then it comes up very weak looking, or like a watered down-ish kind of a color. Ah, it's the reveal. Look at that. I'm actually quite proud of how the stencil stuck to the clay. Very bubbly. Just a fun, simple idea. Kind of reminds me of dinosaur spots or something. And a beautiful purple color. This went quite well with the end result of this idea. I wanted to do something Little Mermaid-ish or ocean-ish with my own little spin on it. Really, really like the way it came out. And it does remind me of the ocean under the sea. I'll try not to bust out in song too much here. And again, just taking my own liberties and picking out my own colors. And on this one, I'm doing the colors before I do the stencil. So that's a nice little fun twist. And I really like stretching out the clay. Sometimes the colors are too dark and too vibrant, so stretching it out kind of pulls them apart and lets you see those actual colors and layers underneath. So it's not so dark. We want our pieces to be light and fun. Am I right? It's always satisfying peeling away that upper layer of the stencil. Of course, you could have chose any color for the background, but I thought that it was a very nice pastel-y kind of a tone to it. Looked good with the colors that I chose for my inks. And I like how the stencil didn't leave like a really bold mark in the clay, especially after cutting and manipulating it. It's just this very faint, bubbly kind of a look that you can still see, and if you run your fingers across it, you can still feel it, but it's not as bold as just putting the stencil on there, making the cut and baking. And I really need to sell some of my jewelry. I have like 600 pieces just sitting in my house. I've tried Etsy, but that really didn't work for me. I think it's an oversaturated market, but maybe I just wasn't lucky and didn't have people click on it, or maybe I just don't have things people like, which is fine with me. I really like things I make, and I'm sure that there are people just like me out there. If you guys sell your own jewelry, where do you do it and where do you find that you have the most luck? I've always wanted to try one of those like flea markets or like farmers markets. Go out and sell my wares. I think that'd be fun and a nice experience. I know schools also have like fundraisers and stuff that they do for like the cheerleading squad and all their various activities and programs. And then around the holidays, I think they have like a little gift shop too. I was looking into that this year, but I came on a little bit too late. And by a little bit, I mean several months. I didn't realize you had to do it in like January to be able to be part of it for like March, April. But maybe next year I will try. See, it's very under the sea-ish. I like it. I really like it. I like all my pieces. But some I love a little bit more. And I really enjoy making beads. I would like to come up with more creative ideas for beads, but I haven't yet put that much thought into it. You know, why reinvent the wheel when it already exists? But beads are really fun. They can be very relaxing, just rolling it into a ball and then doing whatever you're going to do with it. Listening to a podcast or music and just kind of zoning out and being in your mind and remembering things from your childhood or whatever. And this is one where I did, I think it was like 5 different bead ideas. And not only using alcohol inks, but using just regular clay. And I also did another version of this in that video, and I'll leave a link below for you. But I did one with chalk pastels instead of the alcohol inks. And like I said, it comes out a very different tone and look, consistency, texture kind of ish to the different products that you use. These were very bold colors, and the other ones obviously were chalk pastels. So it was a very pastel-y kind of a vibe to it. Very light, airy. They just really look cute, these beads. And I love the way it looks with the white little like sea beads. And then the end result, I think it really made the necklace pop. If I hadn't put those on there, I don't think I'd have liked it as much though. Idea number 6. And this one is like my honeycomb-ish kind of a vibe to the earrings and necklace I made. And I, of course, really like the way it turned out. Surprise, surprise. But I was just really, this idea was supposed to be completely something different, but of course it came out the way it was, and sometimes I'm glad for that. Sometimes your ideas in your head just don't compute and register with clay. You're like, oh, that would be a really good idea, and then you try to do it with clay and it just doesn't come out the same. Maybe you see like a piece of jewelry in the store and you're like, oh, I totally want to try that with polymer clay, but it doesn't translate. So, and this one you could do like different colors with it too. I chose these 2 colors, which after it dried and I manipulated it a little bit and rolled it out, it did change the colors and how they look. And especially after I baked it, it actually came out looking more like chalk pastels to me than ink. See, this one looks a lot different than the previous one. And this was after manipulating it a little bit. So I kind of like it a lot better this way than the way they looked in the previous scene. And I love using my own cutouts just with paper, because who has money to go out and buy a new cutter every time they need one, right? So I just try to use my imagination and just cut out shapes. You know, it's not as perfect as, say, a cutter, but you're not limited to the things that you can make either. And I really like resin. As you can tell, I put resin on a lot of things. Some people don't like it. They like the more natural look, and sometimes that goes with the piece. But sometimes it just makes that piece look beautiful, makes those colors just so vibrant, or makes them have a little bit more luster to them than they would. Because, you know, when you bake clay, it does lose that beautiful luster that it has. And you will find me using this teal color in a lot of my projects. And this video is very Alice in Wonderland-ish to me. I really like it. They kind of remind me of little teacups or little bowls or saucers. And it reminds me of her dress, the color of this clay. But this video actually did quite well, so I definitely wanted to include it in here for people to watch, because it seems that they liked this idea a lot for whatever reason, more so than some of my other videos. It's always interesting what people decide that they think looks nice or good. To me, I will make a piece and I'm like, this is it. It's gonna be 1 million views. And then I get like less than any of my other videos. It's a poor performing video. And then there's other ideas where I'm like, well, this took me like 3 minutes to make, so I'm just gonna jabber a little bit in the video, make it a little bit longer, and then it goes crazy and I get hundreds of views, more than I normally get. And I'm like, but it was so simple and easy. Just goes to show sometimes you just overthink things. Now, maybe people just think differently than me, and of course they do. So I'm sure that their eyes and the beautifulness of things in their eyes is different than mine, which is fine. Kind of like the uniqueness of people and their minds and the things that they like and don't like. I'm always interested to know if anybody actually ever makes any of my pieces or is inspired to make their own creations or something similar to my creations. No one really posts in my comments about those things, but it would just be interesting to know if and how many people actually do tutorials from mine. It would make me quite proud if it was a good portion of people. And again, putting that resin on this is going to just make it so pretty. I just love the little bubbles in there. And I like to have a little fun in my videos and spin my pieces sometimes. I made 3 sizes, an itty bitty, a medium, and a large one. And I use this quite a lot in my pieces. I'm really glad that I got this little tool. I actually got this from BB Craft. They were doing like this YouTuber sponsored thing where if you joined and did 3 videos for them, they gave you, it was like $50 or $25 or $50 worth of free merchandise. You just had to do 3 videos for them, which was really easy. So I got a free drill out of it, but I think originally it was like 10 or 15 bucks. But hey, saving money, saving money. And I did that 2 different times for them, so I did a total of 6 videos. And this video is not sponsored by them. I was just jabbering on about them. See, it's just very sit down for a spot of tea in Alice in Wonderland-ish. I really like them. They're fun, kind of retro too at the same time. And of course, there's my alcohol inks I'm using for my video. I love the names of the inks in the box I have. There's bubblegum and kiwi, and it always makes me want to eat food. And I'm like, no! I do hope you enjoy playing with inks as much as I do. And I do hope you guys enjoy this compilation. And if you are a new watcher and you've made it this far in the video, congratulations, because most people watch about 3 to 5 minutes. And I'm so glad you made it this far. Because hello, I'm here. I'm still here till the end. No. But I do hope that you guys consider hitting that subscribe button if you are new to my channel. Would totally help me out. Also, you can leave me a comment below, like the video. Any one of those things would be fabulous. I used to wear different pieces of jewelry in my videos, but I feel like I've just gotten too busy with life and I don't have time to pick out the perfect piece of jewelry for the piece that I'm doing, and a piece of jewelry that's gonna look good with my nail polish and stuff. I do paint my nails before a video every time, so that takes some time for it to dry. If anybody has put on nail polish, they know, and you gotta let it dry the amount of time that it needs, because then, well, the one little time you touch something, there goes that nail. And you know, nail polish doesn't last that long, or at least I have found that, and mine starts chipping within about an hour to 2 hours after putting it on. And I've bought some more pricey nail polish, and I have some really cheap nail polish, and the cheap does come off a lot faster, but I'm not going to spend like $20 on some nail polish so it lasts a little bit longer. I really just wear the nail polish for my videos. I want my hands to look nice and pretty. I think I have old lady hands. I have small, tiny old lady hands. I mean, you know. I just think they make my hands look pretty. And I loved this idea so much. It didn't do as well as I thought it would. Surprise, surprise. And this one's actually scrap clay and inks. So that's a 2 for 2 there. I do love doing scrap clay projects also. Scrap clay, inks, chalk pastel. I love mixing and mashing and smushing and chopping, and I just kind of like playing. And I love adding genuine beads or real beads like that I didn't make out of polymer clay to my pieces. I think it adds a whole lot to your piece. So if you're ever like, this looks terrible, try adding beads or gems or jewels or some kind of finding or a really interesting clip or something to it, and I think that that will really make your piece pop. And this video was fun. I was trying to duplicate the colors in this bracelet, and I was really surprised. I actually did it. I actually came out super close. It was just a nice idea because I have this bracelet and it's really pretty, and I wanted to have other pieces that had the same colors in it, but I had nothing because they're kind of unique colors together. So it was nice to make a little necklace to go with my bracelet. I've always wanted to try to make like a polymer clay rings. I've seen some people do it, and I think that that would be a lot of fun. I have not experimented or tried that. Done earrings and necklaces and a couple little like bowls and stuff like that. I would like to branch out and try some different things. It would help in the creative process and being able to expand my polymer clay knowledge and my polymer clay how-to. It's always fun to add little accent colors to whatever you're doing. I think that adds a lot to your piece too. And in this video, I was kind of just really experimenting with trying to make my own colors with the inks. They come out very pastel-y, and I was kind of hoping it would be a little bit darker. I might try in the future making my own colors, but kind of using a base color, like an actual white color, or like taking a gold color and trying to add red to it or something like that. So it would probably give it a more rich color. As you'll see in here, these are very soft colors. Of course, I was using translucent clay, so there is no pigment in there to help it out. Oh, and this color. This is probably my second next to the pearl white. This color is just so pretty, and it's got all those sparkly pieces in it too. So I really like that. It's just, so pretty. So shiny. I just want to make a necklace of like balls of that. I think that would be really, really pretty. I always have a hard time cutting my piece. I don't know why. I have the hardest time trying to cut the canes. I do need to sharpen my blades, but still, I kind of struggle with it. So I've always found putting it in the freezer for a little bit does indeed help before cutting. And this was fun. I found a bead just laying around. I was like, you know what? That'll be the perfect little spot maker for my necklace. I love looking around the house being like, I'm using that in my next video for polymer clay. It's very alien-ish, like a alien spaceship. Ooh. No, I don't know how to do the noise. You can come up with the best alien-ish kind of a soundtrack in your mind. Unsolved Mysteries kind of a sound. See, look, it came out really close. And this is the last idea. I did sum this one up very, very shortly, so if you want to check out the full tutorial on this one, as in all of the videos, do click on the links below. It will take you to my videos, and of course you can always subscribe to my channel, and that way you can find out when I make these wonderful creations. And I did look at my analytics on YouTube, and not a lot of people have set notifications on their YouTube channel, or at least they didn't on my videos, so no one really gets notifications when mine comes out, and I don't really press that on people when I'm making my videos. It's more subscribe and leave a comment below. But, you know, feel free to turn on that notification bell. But just to give you a very brief overview, I make videos every Tuesday. And they come out at 1:30 Eastern Central Time. So, very on the clock. I preset them and they just automatically come out. I don't have to worry about, oh, I forgot to upload my video today. Because sometimes I make it through an entire day and I'm like, oh yeah, I had a video today. And then I have to go look and see how it did. But I really hope that you enjoyed this compilation, and I hope it inspires you to make your own pieces. And if you make any of my ideas, please let me know below. I also have an Instagram account. I don't really frequent it a lot, but I do get on there, and I probably should post more. But feel free to tag me in anything to show me what you made. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Bye!